What, then, could the One be? And what nature does it have? There is nothing remarkable in its not being easy to say, when it is not even easy to say what being or form is. But there is for us a knowing based upon forms. To the degree that soul goes towards the formless, being completely unable to comprehend it, because it is not defined or stamped, so to speak, by a richly colored stamp, she slides off and is frightened that she may have nothing. That is why she gets tired of such experiences, and gladly goes down on many occasions, falling away from all things until she comes to the perceptible and takes her rest, as it were, on something solid, just as sight gets tired when it is occupied with small objects, and gladly embraces large ones. But when the soul wishes to see by herself, seeing only by being together with it, and being one by being one with it, she does not think that she yet has what she seeks, because she is not different from what is being thought. Nonetheless, this is certainly what the person who is going to philosophize about the One must do. Since, therefore, what we seek is one, and we are looking out for the originary principle of all things, the good and the first, we must not go far from the things around the first falling into the last of all things, but must hurry to the firsts, stir oneself up away from the objects of sense which are the last things, and become rid of all the evil, since one is eagerly on one's way to the good, and go up to the originary principle in oneself, and become one from many, if one is to be a person who sees the originary principle, the One. Therefore, one must become intellect, and entrust one's soul to intellect, and settle her under intellect so that what intellect sees, she might be awake to receive, and may by this means see the One, without adding any perception, or receiving anything from perception into that intellect, but by pure intellect, to see that which is purest, and by the first of intellect. Whenever therefore he who has not set out toward the vision of this kind imagines either size or shape, or mass in relation to this nature, it is not intellect in this which guides his vision, because it is not in the nature of intellect to see such things, but the activity belongs to perception, and opinion following upon perception. But one must take from intellect the announcement of what it can do, and intellect can see either the things before it, or its own things. The things in it too are pure, but still purer and simpler are the things before it, or rather that which is before it. Not even therefore is it intellect, but before intellect. For intellect is some one of the real beings, but that is not something, but before each, and nor is it being, for being also has a kind of shape of what really is, but that is without shape, without even intelligible shape. For since the nature of the One is generative of all things, it is none of them. So it is neither something nor qualified or quantified or intellect or soul. It is not in movement, or again at rest, not in place, not in time, but itself by itself, of single form, and rather formless, being before all form, before movement, before rest, for these belong to being, and they make it many. Why then, if it is not moving, is it not at rest? Because one, or the other of these, or both must belong to being. And what is at rest is so by virtue of rest, and is not the same as rest, so that rest will be accidental to it, and no longer will it remain simple. For to say that it is the cause is not to predicate anything accidental of it, but of us because we have something from it, while that is in itself. But one who speaks accurately must not even say that or is, but we run around it outside it, as it were, in our wish to interpret our own experience of it, sometimes near it, and sometimes falling away from it in our perplexities about it.